Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole. I have hooded eyes and I tend to do a lot of hooded eyeshadow tutorials on my channel, but I also do a lot of beauty related videos in general. Like this one today, we are talking all about my favorite at-home self-tanners and my process for getting there. So I feel like I've mastered this. I've been doing this for like 10 years now and I have dry skin. I do want to put that out there. I have very, very dry skin. So when there's a self-tanner that I use that doesn't work with my dry skin, it pretty much patches off and sticks to my skin no matter how hard I exfoliate. It won't come off. If it's something like a really dark self-tanner that doesn't work, it's not hydrating for dry skin basically. So I'm gonna get into all of that in this video. I'm gonna get into my favorite like game changer exfoliator. If anything from this video, go out and buy this exfoliator. It is a godsend for tanning. A huge shout out to my tanning lady. I do get airbrush self tan as well. I will leave all her info down below if you're in Chicago. She is amazing. She is the best self tan person I have ever been to, and I've been to a lot, but I do like to do it at home as well, and I think I've figured out a really good process and I finally found my absolute favorite self tanner that works for me. So if you have dry skin or if you don't have dry skin, please watch this video. I will give you all of my tips and tricks for getting a nice, natural looking at-home self-tan. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so I think I want to approach this like what I didn't like, and then I'll get into what I did like. So I did try the Ulta brand self-tanner a while back, and I did not like it at all. It gave me like no color. It was basically pointless to put on your skin, and you guys know the process of tanning. It is a process, so you go through all that to then not get any color. I was super upset. So avoid their like mousse self tanner. I'm pretty sure I use the dark version. Avoid it, it's not good. But there is one thing I do like in their line, and it is the Bronzing Glow self tan for the face. So you just drop this in to your moisturizer. I do use this and it definitely works. You just need a couple of drops, mix it into your moisturizer, put it on your face at night, wash it off in the morning. Make sure to wash off your hands. It does kind of make your moisturizer feel funky, like it gets like grippy, if that makes sense. It's odd, but this does work, and I know there are a lot of high-end brands that sell stuff like this. I wanted to pick up the Ulta one because I think it was $9.99 and I do like it. I'm going to try not to go into too much detail. I do want to keep it high level because I have a lot to get through in this video, but if you guys have any questions, let me know below and I will answer you. So next up, I tried the Model's Own Ultra Dark Tanner, and I did not like this at all. It was very dry. It was not ultra dark, and it was pretty much a waste. I think that I got this on Costco, maybe? I think I did get this on Costco. I used it once and I didn't like it. It did not have a horrible smell to it, which was nice, but I never went back for it. I still have a full bottle here because I only used it that one time and it just didn't do it for me. So definitely not using this again. And this was also one that came off in patches on my skin. So if you have dry skin, I would avoid it. Next up, now we're kind of getting more into what I did like. I have a couple of the St. Marie's. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've been saying this since like the beginning. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope it is, or San Marie, whatever. I have two of them. I have the dark and I have the 1 hour fast tan. I do want to put a statement like I'm some big person. I do want to say any 1 hour self tan typically does not get you as dark as using like an ultra dark that you leave on for 8 hours overnight. So when these things say that you can get like ultra dark in 3 hours, you can't. Just put that in your mind. You're not going to get there. Like right now, I have a 1 hour self tan on and it's nice. It's natural. It looks like I have a natural tan going on, and I left it on for the full 3 hours, but I'll get into that later. So these are good. These are affordable. I really like this brand. I do think it's kind of like a knockoff of the Saint-Tropez, but that's okay. If you're balling on a budget, pick this up. I think you'll like it. I definitely recommend going in with the more dark. If you do like to be dark, this will get you darker than what I am. It is pretty hydrating, but it does not last very long. That's the one thing about this. I find that this does come off fairly easy. It's always a pretty big sign for me when it comes off my neck fairly quickly because I do wash my face twice a day, every single day, and I use exfoliators and night creams and all that good stuff and retinol. So anyway, if it does start to streak on my neck pretty quick, I do know that I might not want to go back to that. So this does happen with this one, unfortunately, but if I am trying to save money and I really need a self tanner, I will pick these up. It is a good product, definitely has an olive undertone, which is really nice. I do think that the Model's Own also has an olive undertone. I cannot remember what the Ulta one had. I want to say it had an olive undertone, but I think I kind of blacked that out because I really didn't like it. But yeah, I think that the Saint Marie, whatever it's called, is a good option if you are trying to stay more affordable and if you didn't have dry skin like me, that might work out really well. My good friend who is a little bit more on the oily side uses that and she really likes it as well. There is one standout product from Saint Marie, I'm sorry, that I love. It is there. I can't find it anymore though, unfortunately, so I don't even want to like mention it on here. Maybe you guys can find it in like Australia, because I think it is an Australia brand. It's their instant wash off tan. This is the shimmer version. They used to have this at Ulta and they had like a regular version. I loved it for like when my tan was coming off, but I wanted a little bit on like my chest or my arms. It was beautiful. I'm so upset that I can't find it anymore. I'm like holding on to this because this is all I have for like a special occasion because I love it so much. You just literally put it on and rub it in with like your tanning mitt and it was seamless. I absolutely loved it. Beautiful. It was like a way better version of the Sally Hansen. The Sally Hansen is so pigmented. This was the perfect amount of pigmentation. The shimmery is nice for like your chest area. So if you could find this, pick this up. You will absolutely love it. So something I don't have here is the Loving Tan Self Tanner. I will say that is one of my favorites as far as the darkness that it gets me. It makes me as dark as I probably can get, but that is definitely one that unfortunately is a little more drying, so it does kind of patch off of me and I really have to scrub my skin to get it off, which is kind of a good thing because it is gonna last, but unfortunately for me that gets really painful when I'm scrubbing it off, so I end up just kind of walking around with like patches all over because it kind of starts to come off in certain areas. And I do like it, but it is also really expensive. I think it's like $45, 40 bucks, something like that. So I just kind of stopped buying it and I never really felt the need to go back for it, but it does absolutely make me the darkest. So if you are looking for a dark tan and let's say your skin's a little bit better than mine and you can exfoliate a little better and it doesn't patch off you, I think you will absolutely love that. Another one that I have here is the Saint Tropez. This is their bronzing mousse, like the first one that they came out with, the original. I have tried their dark, which I did like, but I felt like the darkness really was just the color guard. It didn't get me much darker than the original. This is really nice. It smells nice. It doesn't really give you that stinky self tan. In all honesty, all of them do give you a little bit, but this doesn't give you too much. This does last really nicely on my skin and does exfoliate off pretty well, but again, it's pretty expensive and it doesn't get me typically as dark as I want to get. The original formula definitely doesn't, and like I said, the ultra dark, I haven't tried the ultra dark. I think they just came out with the ultra dark, but I did try the dark. That did get me darker, but it seemed like it all washed off in the color guard. So again, it's just not one that like I've ever been like, wow, that makes such a difference for me. I need to go back for it. You know what I mean? One that did make me feel that way is the Dripping Gold. This I found from Holmes. I don't have the bottle. I threw it away, unfortunately, but that is such a beautiful tan. Now that definitely has a red undertone. By the way, this one has a olive undertone as well, and so does the Saint Tropez, in my opinion. But the Dripping Gold definitely does not. That is more of a red undertone, so it looks very natural, and that makes me super dark as well. Almost as dark as Loving Tan. I will say I think Loving Tan on me looks a little bit darker, but the Dripping Gold gives me a very like, wow, you've been in the Caribbean, because my skin typically does get a little more red type of tan. That one is also extremely hydrating. Love that formula. It felt really, really good. It's just difficult to find. I think I could only order it, on like Beauty Bay or from like somewhere else in Australia. So I purchased it once and I never purchased it again just because I didn't want to have to go through the struggle, but I love that one. That's definitely my second favorite of all of these that I've talked about for sure. Now my number one absolute favorite is the Bondi Sands. This is the 1 Hour Express. I picked this one up because it was available in my Walgreens. These recently started being sold in Walgreens in the US. Prior, you had to order it again from like Australia or something like that, and I just never wanted to do that. But this is now available in stores at Walgreens. This is in no way sponsored. Feel like it sounds like it is, but it's not. I would have picked up the Ultra Dark, which I am going to order online. They just don't sell them in stores for some weird reason, but this is beautiful. I can't explain it, but the mousse was a little bit different than any other tan I've ever tried. I absolutely love the cap of it. It's nice because it's angled like that, so you can just kind of wipe it onto your tanning mitt, whereas every other self tanner I've ever used has like one like this. I really like the nozzle, and the foam is so nice. Super hydrating. It dries down fast, but you have more work time and play time to blend it out than any of the other ones I've tried. The Loving Tan one really dries down really quickly, so you kind of have to work fast. Whereas I feel, I'm putting the wrong cap on this, I feel like this does dry fast, but you have a lot of work time, and it is the most seamless blend of any self tan I've ever used. I've always been kind of nervous when I go in because like some areas will look a little bit more dark than other areas. This, I'm telling you, is the best formula I have ever tried. I absolutely love it. This is the tan. This has been 7 days of wearing this, and I am still super even. Now obviously it's coming off my hands because I wash my hands so much. It's still on my face, which like I said, I exfoliate. I wash my face twice a day, but I still feel like this is on my face. No patchiness whatsoever. Total game changer for me. This is the absolute love of my life right now, so I cannot recommend this enough. I think this was $21.99 at Walgreens, but you can use points at Walgreens, which is awesome as well, to get like $5 off. Sometimes they have different sales going on. I love this if you couldn't tell. So anyway, enough about that. Number one favorite, followed by the Dripping Gold, followed by probably Loving Tan, even though it does patch off of me. Then the St. Moriz, then Saint-Tropez, then probably the Model Zone and Ulta, which is, those two are just not good at all. But let's quickly get into my favorite tanning products that I use to get myself tan. All right, so first things first, you want to exfoliate your skin, obviously, and you want to make sure you do it like 12 hours prior. Shave and exfoliate so your pores can really close, because you do not want your self tanner getting into your pores and then like clogging it, because it just looks bad when you wash it off. So this is the game changer I was talking about. This is the Derma Suri. This is an exfoliator, and it has these little like holes through it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on camera. I'll hold it up. But this is the absolute best exfoliator I have ever used. When you rub your skin, basically you go in the shower 10 minutes, don't put anything on your skin, no soap, nothing. And then your pores kind of start to open, and then you go in circles. You will see all of your dead skin come off, and it takes minimal effort. So if you have sensitive skin like I do, my skin is so sensitive, I get so pink so fast. This is amazing. This also removes your self tan beautifully. Sorry, I have an itch on my nose. When I used to take my self tan off, I would like cry in the shower because I was exfoliating for such a long time. This requires minimal effort, it's painless, and it works so well. One round of this in the shower and all your tan is off. So if you're a frequent tanner and you want to get the tan that you had on prior off, get this thing. It's like $20 on Amazon, so I know it's expensive, but it works so well. It's such a game changer. Again, shout out to my tanning lady. She's amazing. She sells these. I bought them for her, and I will continue to buy this. This is a really good gift for friends as well. That's like my go-to gift now. So that's first thing. Second thing, you want to make sure that you have a nice applicator. So this is also Bondi Sands, I think. Yeah, it is. This is their tanning mitt. Again, I got this at Walgreens. I think it was $6. It's like a velvet tanning mitt, which I think applies a lot more evenly than the other ones. I used to buy the Saint Tropez ones. Those fall apart really, really easy. One side is like, I don't know what it's made out of, but it falls apart so easy. I would always have cracks in the seams, and then my hands would get all tan and gross because of it. This does not fall apart. This velvet really does make a difference. If you've been having a problem with like streaks or anything like that, get a velvet mitt. Like I said, $6. This is absolutely the best one I've ever tried. And then if you're like me and you don't have anybody at home to apply to your back, you need something like this. This is the Model Co. basically back applicator. So you squeeze a little bit out in the center, and then you just, the tanner really doesn't fall out, and then you just kind of have a mirror behind you, or if you're a pro, you don't need one, and then you kind of just rub back and forth, and you can get all of those hard to reach areas. I have short little limbs, so I can't like reach back there and get certain areas, so this has been a true lifesaver for me as well. I think I got this on Amazon. I definitely got this on Amazon, and it's also that velvet material. And finally, because this video is already 20 minutes long and I know you guys are probably bored, this is another thing that I picked up from going to get self-tans. I use the RCMA No Color Powder after I tan. I just take this on a little cotton pad and I put it in any creasy area. So like right here where my arm bends, I put it on my neck where like I'm watching TV and I know I'll be moving, just so I don't get like any, you know, sweaty like crease stains and then have like an area that's not tan. I put it like right here as well, under my pits when I sleep, behind the knees, right here on this area, anything that's gonna crease. You can really put it anywhere just to set it down. Somebody did this a while ago with like a bronzer, and I was like, that's such a good idea, because I was gonna be walking around and it was hot out. And I think that makes a really big difference. So I don't have any like mist areas or like sweaty areas. It just kind of keeps everything dry. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this one. I hope this video was helpful to some of you. I've been waiting to do this for such a long time. Like, I was thinking about mentioning other tanners that I've tried, like the fake bake. Do you guys remember that from a long time ago? That never worked for me. That was like a plastic glove you used. I think they gave you like a purple plastic glove, and then like the Neutrogena back when I was in like 7th grade. But I just wanted to keep it with the ones that I've tried most recently, but I'll list any that I missed down below. There might be some others that I've tried and I'm just not remembering, but I will let you guys go because it has been 20 minutes of me talking. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. I post every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central and every Sunday at 12 noon Central. Otherwise, thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.